You're listening to I-95, Bangor's classic rock station with Jay Stu and Cori in the morning. Jay Stu and Cori rock.
I-95, Jay Stu and Cori on Bangor's classic rock station. It is the second morning in a row of the world's funnest temperatures out there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm at 5 degrees here on the Acme Road. What do you got?
I'm at
there?
7, and our buddy Dennis, who was checking in, I guess, from Corinth, says it's 2 in Corinth. So, yeah.
None of that, thanks. Eventually, this is all going to, in fact, as this always goes, because we live in Maine, by the weekend, Sunday, it's supposed to be like driving rain and 55.
Wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful.
So by the weekend, all this lovely winter wonderland will turn right back into the sort of icy, brown sludgy, and browner grossness that we've been having for the last several weeks anyway. So,
well, that's just ducky.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for it.
About that. All right.
Good times.
We can perk you up a little bit with battle if you want. We've got a Judas Priest battle right now. You got another thing coming or breaking the law? That was a suggestion that Joseph made during our listener battle yesterday, but we had to wait for a minute and carry it over. Since we're giving away Priest tickets a little bit later on, why not? Right?
Yep. And warm up your Priest song title knowledge, because the way you win the tickets, you either have to tell us it's the name of a Judas Priest song or it's the name of a boat. You know, because boats.
Which you love.
Whenever I think boats, I think Judas Priest. You know what I mean? I'm there. Mm-hmm. So we got that going on. So get your votes in. I-95 Facebook page, 991-9713. Right now, Tesla. I-95, Jay Stu and Cori on Bangor's classic rock station. And the sun is coming. You know, I read an interesting thing. Okay. I just thought of it as I was saying the sun's coming out. So the shortest day of the year obviously doesn't happen until the 21st. But what I read somewhere online, and I'm trying to dig up some actual confirmation of this, but allegedly between now, roughly like the next several days, and the solstice, days don't get any shorter. They don't get any longer, but they don't get any shorter. On the solstice, that's the peak right there, and the next day is when it starts to get a little longer. Or maybe they get shorter a little bit more, but it's at the other, like at this part of the day, like the sun rises a little later as opposed to the sun setting earlier. So maybe that's what it was that this is like the sun won't set any earlier than it does right now. Maybe that's what it is. I got to look it up. But either way, all that really matters is the days are not getting any shorter. That's all we care about.
That's a good thing. I wish sometimes my days would get shorter, but yes, I agree. Daylight-wise, yes, I think you're absolutely right. And especially with as dark as it's been the last couple of days, it would be nice to think that there's an end to coming to that eventually. We'll see. But yes, do look that up and get that out online. One thing that is out right now on our website, and this kind of got thrown my way. Well, not thrown my way. I was looking at some of the pictures from the Millinocket Marathon and the half marathon from last week.
Right.
Over the weekend, I had some friends that went up and did it and whatnot. One of our listeners, Laura, she takes part in it every year. And I was laughing yesterday because I came across these pictures of there are water stations and then there are fireball stations where people are giving out shots of fireball, which I love.
Yeah.
And she said that her friend and she started this first station, I think year number 2 of their run-in. And I just kept thinking to myself, oh, my God, I can't even walk in a straight line. So running in a straight line in just sober would have been an effort, but I can't imagine what it's like when you've got a couple fireball shots in you and you're just like, I made mention yesterday, I'd be in the ditch.
See, I have a friend that runs semi-competitively. Like, no, I'd be loath to use the word professional, but she takes part in a lot of marathons. And she does like 100-mile runs and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
She's nuts. But she talks about how she constantly does these like 10Ks that are all about beer. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She goes all over the place. She's like, yeah, it's easy. She goes to 10K. She's like, you're done in like a half hour or however long it takes. You know what I mean? She's like, and then we all just stand around and drink beer at the end. I'm like, It's like, even I could do that. I could walk a 5K and drink a 10K and drink a bunch of beer.
I know, but I don't know if I
end.
could go through an entire... Laura said that they go through typically 8.5 gallons of Fireball at their station a year.
I bet.
Just at their station.
You got to figure, just little shots, you're probably running it off by the time, you know what I mean? Like, you might get a little glow.
I'd
but
get 4 steps in, face down in a ditch. They'd be like, oh, God, go get that girl.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even need Fireball for that to happen.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So.
What that reminded me of a couple
Falling
years
out of
back
your
when
van? No.
Well, that's happened too. Stone cold sober. No, it reminded me of the Timber Cross, our buddy Jeremy, who did the Millinocket Marathon with a chainsaw on his back.
Right.
So I put that back up because that was an interesting story, and we had a cool video from him when he did that. But I just think it's awesome if you take part in that every year. I know it's a tradition. I think it's even cooler now that I know that Fireball shots are offered.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. There's not a lot of things I won't do that contain alcohol. Anyway, the morning music matchup is up right now. Check out that story. You've got that up at i95rocks.com or the app.
I do.
Let's get the votes in at the I-95 Facebook page for Judas Priest or Judas Priest, and later on we'll give away some tickets to see Judas Priest.
Sounds good to me.
Done. Right here on I-95. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Cori on Bangor's classic rock station. 95.7 FM, morning music matchup. Judas Priest. That's it. See ya.
It looks like it's going to definitely be, you got another thing coming. There's only a few votes for Breaking the Law, which if it stays like that, Breaking the Law will be in the battle tomorrow up against, who did we have? Roller from April Wine and Mr. Roboto from Styx.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
An interesting Friday, to say the least. But that's happening out there.
It
also, heat not happening unless you're inside. We're getting reports. You said 5. We got 2 in Corinth, 7 here in Bangor.
Sounds about right. It's miserable.
257. It's basically the channels we grew up with.
Oh, that's
are also
wonderful.
The temperatures that we're at right now.
We've come up a little bit because sometimes this computer, it holds on the stupid temp forever. So we're up to 8 over here now.
Oh boy.
So 25 is going to be the high today, and then super chilly again tonight. Tomorrow it starts to, it actually starts to warm up a little bit. We're supposed to get up around 35. And then, of course, I was telling you this weekend, big rain and super warm temps. Sunday it's supposed to be 55 degrees. So we're going to go from, what was it, 5 degrees when I woke up this morning to 55 by the end of the day on Sunday. So, that's a wonderful 50-degree difference. I enjoy that about Maine, how we can span the thermometer in a couple days.
Yep.
We get every season.
Sometimes in one day.
Yeah. All we need is to just jump up a little bit more, and then we can have a summer day in the middle of December. Because that's what we do in Maine. We just throw all the seasons inside of all the seasons.
Yep. Yeah. Wouldn't that be amazing if we ended up with a 70-degree day in the middle of December? So weird.
I mean, I don't really want snow in July, but
I don't either.
70 degrees in December, yes, I'm on board with that. I'm down.
Okay.
So
what's going to happen though? All the snow is going to melt, and it's going to uncover all of my dog's little joyful prizes that he's left in the yard, his gifts.
Yep.
So
one thing I love about my dog, we never taught him, and I don't know why. The first year we had him, and we got him, in the middle of winter, he pooped everywhere, just everywhere, right? And then he developed this habit of just dipping into the woods to do his business, and he still does. It's amazing. No matter where we are, he will not leave a mess out in the open. He would crawl up the side of a building before he would leave it on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? He would just...
My dog's blind, and he'll spend hours just staring at the cabinet. So I'm just glad that he makes it outside.
There you go.
And down the stairs, because that's rough sometimes.
Hey, you got to take your victories where you can get them.
That's right. All right. So get in on the action. Do some voting right now. 991-9713. You can hit us up on our Facebook page. You can message us as well and let us know what you'd like to vote for, because it's coming to a close. Our morning music matchup, Judas Priest or Judas Priest, and then later tickets to go see Judas Priest.
That's the way it goes. We also have the forecast in 5 minutes on I-95. 5 morning music matchup.
That means Breaking the Law, April Wine's Roller, and Mr. Roboto from Styx will be our 3-way tomorrow morning on our Friday Battle of the Best and the Worst.
Well, there we go. That's going to be quite the battle royale. In case folks
Mr. Roboto can pull it through.
Yeah, we'll see.
I know you're rooting for it.
Oh, I'm rooting for it, but come on, it never wins.
I know.
We've gone down a degree. I love it. I'm looking outside here. It's got that frosty air. You know what I mean? Like the way, when people go down the road, there's that billowing, smoke coming out of the muffler and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
it's the air that hurts your face.
Yes. What's more interesting, though, is the other things that the cold air has been causing. Like, I don't know if you caught this. This is over at i95rocks.com or the app, but those light pillars that everybody was going bananas about it. Now, you and I have talked about how you see it from your house occasionally. I see it frequently frequently isn't necessarily the word, but often on my drive into work. Because I have to there comes this stretch of highway on 202 where I'm basically for about 3 miles, I'm driving straight at the airport. And there's nothing but like cow field on either side. Maybe not 3 miles, but a couple miles. Mm-hmm. So, like, for instance, yesterday I saw the big pillars on my way in.
The pillars of light,
yeah. But it's, I thought it was basically some kind of reflection off the clouds and the light on the ground. And someone schooled me on that.
Oh, and really? It's not that?
Well, apparently what it is it's sort of part of it. But what it is basically the light shining off the ice crystals in the air. So not snow per se, but like, I'm guessing maybe the lights throw off a certain amount of heat and then the clouds are fairly low and then all this, sort of comes together in a perfect storm, so to speak. And the ice crystals in the air start to glow.
That are foggy too. Like when there's stuff in the atmosphere, because that's where my kids are always like, "What is that, Mom?" I'm like, "That's the."
And the fog would make sense because there'd be that fine mist in the air. So that And maybe that's because someone was calling me out on it. They're like, "Well, how often do you see this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I see it often enough that I can't tell you what time of year specifically all the time that I see it.
It
like,
just
is it always
happens
in the winter?
when the weather's right.
Yeah. Because I made the mistake of saying it was the light reflecting off the clouds, and Johnny Internet came at me. It was just like, well, so I looked it up, and it was true. It's actually like a atmospheric reflection off vapor in the air. So this time of year it would be ice crystals. Summer it could be fog. I guess that would make sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you do have that up. I love the picture that was put up online as well. I think there was some video because it kind of freaked somebody out.
Oh, sure. The first time I saw it, I was just like, sweet. I almost pulled over. I'm like, all right, what fresh alien invasion hell is this taking place right now? Like, you can't tell me it's not real. Like, someone's being lifted up into a mothership through
there's a
beam.
Beams. Someone's beaming me up, Scotty. Yeah. But it's not that. No.
But you're right. We do have some fantastic photos and video. We get that up right now at i95rocks.com or the app. Of course, Judas Priest was our battle today. We'll be giving away some tickets to see Priest next hour. So brush up on your Judas Priest song titles when we play a game called Is It a Judas Priest Song or Is It a Boat Name? We're going to find out. I-95. Bangor's classic rock station. We're Jay, Stu, and Cori here on a frigid Friday eve. Waiting for the weekend to roll in when we will just get pummeled with rain and incredibly warm temperatures. We will go out of the deep freeze and into the tropics. It's going to be
great. One way to cheer ourselves up from all of this impending meltdown, literal meltdown, would be to give away some Judas Priest tickets because Judas Priest coming to the Cross Insurance Center April 24th. So it'll feel kind of like April. Yep. This weekend. So we've been playing this game, which I love, that you have come up with. Kudos to you. Judas Priest song.
Total flash of brilliance right there.
or the name of a boat.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun. That's all that matters. It's, you know what, we got tired of like, all right, caller number 3. All right, great job.
Yeah, why not? Hey.
So someone's already ready to play. The phone's ringing already.
Sweet. 991-9713. If you can tell us whether it's a Judas Priest song or the name of a boat, you are going to win some tickets today.
Yep.
Which is great.
So let's do this. Call us right now if you want to play along with us and try to win. Right now it's Pete Townsend, I-95, Bangor's classic rock station. We're giving away some Judas Priest tickets right now to some lucky person who just has to tell us whether it's a Judas Priest song title or whether it's the name of a boat. Let's check it out.
Judas Priest song.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I didn't even answer the question. I was in the wrong part. Let's do that again. I-95. Who's this?
This is Dave.
Dave, how you doing, my man?
Doing good.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because you sound awesome. That's why I was just double checking. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I sound good, but you sound awesome. So I just wanted to, I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, doing good this morning.
All right. So, you going to try and win some Judas Priest tickets?
Yes, I'm going to try.
So we're going to test your knowledge of the title of Judas Priest songs because you have to tell us whether the title I'm about to give you is the name of a Judas Priest song or is it the name of a boat?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. The name is The Green Manalishi. Is that a Judas Priest song or is that a boat?
Judas Priest song.
Yes! Oh, my gosh!
Dave.
I know that was a hard one. Woo! Well, all right. Dave came and pulled it out. So there we go.
He's done. He's going to win.
Before people start calling and going, rah, 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 that is also technically Judas Priest covered that song. It was originally done by Fleetwood Mac before the Buckingham Nicks days, back when they were like a blues band, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Dave is off to see Judas Priest come
Sweet.
April. All you have to do right now is head over to the I-95 app. If you didn't get in on the phone, you get a second chance over there. Just put your info in, and we'll pick a winner from that pile as well. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Meantime, should we? We'll come back to the rock. We'll get that going again.
We'll get the rock going.
Why not? I-95. 5. Jay, Stu, and Cori on Bangor's classic rock station. Hanging out this morning, getting her done. Whatever. That's it. Mm-hmm. Show's over. You know when I've hit that point. There we go. Yeah, what?
I was looking at Brewers got some stuff coming up for Christmas because I was looking through fun free stuff to do this weekend, and they've got Stillwater Trails lights that's still happening. Holiday Hathaway lights are still happening in Veazey, and over in Orono at the Black Bear Cinema, they're going to be doing, I think, in the 10 o'clock hour on Saturday, a free showing of Polar Express. So I was like, cool, free things to do in the Old Town Orono area. What's coming up in Brewer? It looks like this weekend they're going to have some fun in the Brewer area. There's a free Christmas party out there at Jeff's Catering that one of the local real estate groups is putting together. Then on Monday, they're going to do the tree lighting over at the Riverwalk, which is, I guess, their tree, the big holiday tree is in the Children's Garden, which should be pretty cool. And they're going to have caroling and free hot chocolate from Tim Hortons. And then I think Breakfast with Santa for the little ones is going to be Wednesday.
Oh, no.
Which is always a big deal. So if you're looking for what's up in the Brewer area, I threw something together and stuck it up online as well. So I'm always, you know me, mom, cheap. I'm always looking for inexpensive ways to occupy 4 children. So if I find them, I'm going to put them up so that everybody can have a go at it.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I can't imagine that. But at the same time, I've been on the other side of that in the earlier. I'm at the age now where most of my friends that have kids, their kids are grown and aren't really a factor in things anymore. On the other hand, I remember, like when my wife and I first got married, all our friends were having babies. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, hey, let's get together this weekend. And they're like, yeah, that'd be great. Let's go to, Santa's Village. It's just like, all right. I would actually like to go to Santa's Village, but you get the idea. You and your
wife are in this. And actually, I've seen a couple of articles of the last week, so it's funny that you should mention this. You are in the DINK category.
Oh, yeah, we're
Have you
dinks.
heard this?
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
The dual income, no kids. And and I think that it's great that you are at least willing to get out there and join your friends that had kids, if possible, for these outings. Maybe they weren't always the most enjoyable because they're not usually with kids, but it's nice that you were able to do that, which I think more people could or maybe would.
Look, it happens. I think there comes a point in adulthood, like they talk about how your friendship groups change and stuff like that over the years. And I think that all revolves around the people who have kids and the people who don't. You know what I mean? There comes this point where people who have kids tend to do things with people that also have kids. So either the kids can play together or they can go do this massive kid thing, like Funtown or Santa's Village or whatever, And then the dinks over here just like, hey, let's go to bars and go to Vegas and get hung over for 4 days. You know, like we go make bad decisions while you go make children. You know, stuff like that. We pay the price with our liver. You pay the price with your soul.
Yes, that's true.
So, you know, that kind of thing.
But it's weird having gone from being like, you know, in the mom zone for a long time and then, you know, after my divorce, like having a little bit of free time. I don't have a whole lot because most of the time is with the kids, but a little bit of free time. And on occasion, I'll see the people that I see when I don't have my kids around and they're like, are you free? Is this one of your free weekends? Like, have you been sprung from the jail that is motherhood?
Nice.
And I'm like, it's not a jail that's motherhood. I do enjoy being a mom and having all the fun, but it is strange because I have a little bit of a different friend group for when I don't have kids than I do when I do have kids. And I've got like a toe into each one of those. It's weird. I'm living a weird life.
Good for you. Good for you being weird.
Yeah, well, I embrace it. You gotta go with what you know. Yeah. That's what I know.
But that's what's happening in Brewer. And of course, you know, as the month goes on, there will be tons of other family-related activities. But that's some stuff you can do right now with your family. Check it all out at i95rocks.com or the app. I-95, Jay, Stu, and Cori on Bangor's classic rock station. Ozzy. I bet Vinny's out there driving a bus, listening to some Ozzy, thinking, I'm Ozzy on the weekends.
No, they have got a massive concert in New York in the beginning of the year, the new year, the Crazy Train. So he said it was probably the biggest concert of his career ever, which is pretty neat.
Well, I mean, it is Madison Square. I'm kidding. It's not Madison Square Garden, but it's going to be a big deal. Thing is, if you're a high-end tribute act, you know, and you keep at it long enough, that catches on, and there's plenty of money to be made. I mean, look at a band like Steel Panther. It kind of started as a tribute act that turned into a novelty act that turned into like that's their living. The guys in Motor Booty Affair coming for Bangor on Tap in a few weeks in February. Those guys, I mean, they do things like they travel up and down the East Coast doing disco stuff with symphonies.
Yeah. They
do their Classical Night Fever, but they go on tour and do it like up and down. It's you know, if you're at the top of your game, ... There's a living to be had there. Yeah. You know, as opposed to, I don't know, being a DJ.
I was going to say, we are not at the top of our game. We're here, though, hanging out, playing some tunes for you, so that's pretty cool. And actually, I think it was somebody that had tagged Dylan, Vinny's son, about the Deck the Halls and War Pigs lining up. The tribute. If you do yourself a favor, Google that today, because that made me laugh for a good 15, 20 seconds yesterday. The couple that redoes Deck the Halls with the lyrics to War Pigs. It's fantastic. I'm not clever like that.
No, it's true. Neither am I. Neither am I.
It's true. At least we're honest about it. We are not that clever, but we sure do appreciate when other people are. So go you guys.
It's true. In fact, you just sent it to me. I'm gonna watch it off air here in a couple minutes. When we come back next hour, we're getting close to a 95-minute classic rock free ride. We have some more things at i95rocks.com to dig into, so stay right with us.